Welcome to the Soul Ascendancy channel. It's not by mere coincidence that you've come across this video today. This moment is divinely orchestrated, and I encourage you to reflect on the timing. Why now? Why are you hearing this message exactly at this point in your life? There's a reason, chosen ones. You faced battles that left scars, deep emotional wounds. You've been wronged, betrayed, and deceived by those you never thought would turn against you. So there's more to the story, much more. As you listen to these words, let them sink in. They tried to play the victim. They had the audacity to twist the narrative, to act as though they were the innocent ones, when all along they had been the ones doing the damage. They betrayed you, lied to you, and manipulated the situation to make you the villain. But remember, God saw it all. He witnessed every deception, every lie, and every unfair attack that came your way. He's the ultimate judge, and he will not let their actions go unnoticed. Before we dive deeper into this message, I ask you to take a moment and comment God below this video if this message resonates with you. It's important to declare that you're standing firm in the knowledge that God is watching over you, and to declare your readiness for His justice. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Soul Ascendancy channel. You're not here by chance. This is part of your divine journey, and we're so grateful to have you as part of our growing community. Now let's speak the truth. Chosen ones, you've been through trials that most would never understand. There have been people in your life who went to great lengths to hurt you. They manipulated situations, betrayed your trust, and tried to turn others against you. Their goal was simple. They wanted to break you. They wanted to destroy everything you've worked so hard to build. They tried to isolate you, tarnish your name, and cause you to doubt your worth. They even went so far as to spread lies and false accusations, hoping to break your spirit. But they underestimated something very powerful. They underestimated God's protection over your life. God was watching. While they plotted, God already had a plan. Their actions were not hidden from Him. Every whisper, every lie, every time they tried to tear you down, it was all seen. God knew the truth, and He's preparing to expose their deception. They thought they could outsmart the divine order, but the truth always finds a way to emerge. Their lies are nothing more than reflections of their own hearts filled with bitterness, envy, and jealousy. And while they thought they were getting away with it, God was working behind the scenes. He was making sure that the truth would come to light at just the right moment. It may have felt like you were standing alone in your pain. Perhaps you saw the very people who once stood by your side pull away, leaving you to question where you went wrong. But the truth is, they were manipulated. They were fed lies by the very people who sought to destroy you. They were led to believe false narratives, and because of that, they distanced themselves from you. But don't let their actions deceive you, or doubts about you. Do not define your worth. Their lies about you do not change the truth about who you are. And though they tried to isolate you, tried to break your relationships and your reputation, it is important to remember that God's plan is much bigger than anything they could ever scheme. In the book of Luke 12:2, it is written, "There is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known." Their lies may have been convincing for a time, but nothing stays hidden forever. The truth will come out, and when it does, their deceitful acts will only serve to expose their true character. Their attempts to manipulate others and paint themselves as the victims will be uncovered for what they truly are. Falsehoods meant to tear you down. The people they deceived will eventually see the truth, and when that moment comes, it will be a powerful shift. The narrative will be flipped. The lies they told will be exposed, and those who once believed their false version of events will begin to realize what has truly happened. Do not fear. Do not doubt. Their manipulation will not stand. Just like Joseph, who was sold into slavery by his brothers, you too will be elevated. Joseph's story is one of great betrayal, but it is also a story of divine justice. His brothers thought they could break him, but God had a plan. What they meant for evil, God used for good. Their betrayal, their lies, and their attempts to destroy Joseph only positioned him for greater things. And the same will happen for you. The attacks, the lies, the betrayals, they may have hurt, but they are not the end of your story. God is using this pain to prepare you for a breakthrough so great that no one will be able to deny that His hand is upon your life. Think about this for a moment. What if the very people who have been working to tear you down are unknowingly setting themselves up for their own destruction. What if their lies and schemes are the very things that will expose their true nature? What if their deception is what will lead to their downfall? You don't need to seek revenge. You don't need to fight back. God's justice is already at work. He is orchestrating the perfect moment to reveal the truth. And when that happens, you will see a shift, a complete reversal of fortunes. Their lies will be exposed. Their manipulation will be uncovered. And you, chosen ones, will stand victorious. It's crucial to remember that God's timing is perfect. His justice does not delay. While they may have thought they were winning, while they may have believed their lies would carry them through, they forgot one key truth. Nothing escapes God's view. Every action they took, every lie they spread, every attack on your character, God saw it all. He knows the full truth. And He is already moving to turn the tide in your favor. There may have been moments when you felt abandoned, when you questioned why the world seemed to turn against you. But remember, God never left your side. Every tear you shed, every moment of pain, every prayer that seemed unanswered, God heard it. He collects your tears. He sees your suffering, and He is working behind the scenes to expose every lie. He is preparing a time of justice when the truth will come to light. And when that moment comes, those who tried to tear you down will find themselves exposed for who they truly are. Your enemies thought they could tear you down. They thought they could extinguish your light. But what they didn't understand is that your light isn't something they can put out. It's not something they can take away because it is divinely given. And your strength, your resilience, your faith, it all comes from God. They can't destroy what God has anointed. Your light will shine brighter than ever, and the world will see it. The more they tried to break you, the more God is positioning you for greater things. Your pain is not in vain. God is turning your trials into triumphs, and the world will soon see the power of His justice. As you wait for the truth to emerge, remember that you are not alone. God is with you, and His justice will prevail. His protection is stronger than any weapon they formed against you. The lies will unravel, the truth will come to light, and you will rise. Just as Joseph rose from betrayal, you too will rise from this. Hold on to your faith, chosen ones, because justice is coming, and it's coming for you. You have been through so much, chosen one. And now the time has come for you to witness the power of divine justice unfolding in ways you never imagined. The very forces that sought to break you, to cast you into despair, are now crumbling beneath the weight of their own actions. The world has seen the lies they told, the schemes they crafted, but what they failed to see was that you were never alone. God's hand of protection has been over you from the start, and while they tried to take you down, they unknowingly were setting themselves up for the very destruction they wished upon you. What they didn't realize is that when they came against you, they were coming against God Himself. You are not just a person. You are a divine creation, one chosen by the Almighty to carry out a purpose much greater than any of us can fully comprehend. The battles they fought to break you, to confuse you, to weaken you. These were battles they couldn't win, because God has already sealed your victory. Now, as they look upon their own lives, they can't ignore the chaos they've created. The very things they did in secret are being exposed. Their lies, their manipulations, the way they tried to bring you down. It's all coming back to them. You are rising higher, while they're sinking deeper into the mess they created. Their financial ruin, their shattered relationships, their deep regrets. These are the consequences of the seeds they planted with their own hands. They thought they could escape the repercussions of their actions, but they are realizing now that no one can outrun God's justice. Do not let their downfall cloud your vision. It is not for you to gloat over their suffering. It is a reminder of God's power and the strength He has placed within you. You were meant for greatness, and every attack on your character, every scheme they devised to take you down, has only made you stronger. God's plan for you is unfolding perfectly, and every challenge you faced has been an opportunity for you to grow, to become more resilient, and to become more aligned with your divine purpose. As you watch them crumble, remember that you are standing in the light of God's grace. Their actions have only highlighted your strength, your resilience, and your ability to rise above the chaos. While they are caught in the cycle of their own destruction, you are walking in peace. You have learned to trust in God's timing, and now you are seeing the rewards of your faithfulness. The very attacks they sent to tear you apart have become the wind beneath your wings, lifting you to new heights, showing you just how protected and favored you truly are. This is your moment. Your time to rise above everything they tried to throw at you. You are no longer weighed down by their bitterness, their lies, or their attempts to break you. You are free to focus on your purpose, your growth, and the future that God has already prepared for you. Your path is clear now, chosen one. The weight of your past has been lifted, and in its place, you stand tall in your divine calling. You are walking in peace, knowing that God has already dealt with those who tried to harm you. Your heart, pure and full of faith, has guided you to this place of victory. And remember, while you rise, they fall. Their actions have already set the course for their own downfall. No matter how hard they try to fight it, no matter how many lies they spread or how much they try to manipulate their way out of the consequences, God's justice is unyielding. He will not forget what they did, and they will feel the weight of their actions. The truth will always come to light, and their deceit can no longer shield them from the repercussions of their choices. You, however, are not bound by their negativity. You are free to move forward, free to pursue your purpose, and free to receive the abundance that God has promised you. What they meant for your destruction, God has turned into your blessing. The chaos they created has only served to propel you forward. Your growth, your strength, your purpose are all aligned with the divine plan that has been set in motion long before their attacks even began. God's timing is perfect, and now you are witnessing His hand at work in your life. While they suffer the consequences of their evil actions, you are walking in the favor and blessings of God. Your peace, your prosperity, your success, these are the rewards of your faithfulness. The best is still yet to come. The trials you've faced, the struggles you've endured, they were all part of the process that has led you to this moment. You are stronger, wiser, and more spiritually aligned than ever before. You have proven your resilience, and now it is time for you to step into your destiny. You are walking in the light of God's favor, and nothing can stop you now. The lies, the betrayal, the pain, they are all behind you, and your future is filled with divine promise. Keep moving forward, chosen one, for your victory is already written, and it is unfolding in front of you. And as you continue to rise, remember to stay focused on your path. Do not let their downfall distract you from the greatness that lies ahead. Trust in God's plan, for He has already cleared the way for you. The best is yet to come, and your rise to greatness is unstoppable. Keep walking in faith, keep trusting in His timing, and watch as every blessing that is meant for you pours into your life. If this message resonates with you, I encourage you to comment God below and subscribe to Soul Ascendancy. Stay focused on your purpose, chosen one. Your victory is here, and it is just the beginning. The journey of a chosen one is one of constant growth and transformation. A journey that often requires standing in the face of adversity, betrayal, and misunderstanding. But through it all, there's one constant truth. God's plan is always greater than any weapon formed against us. As we walk through life, we encounter moments that test our faith, challenge our resolve, and push us to the brink of our own strength. Yet it is precisely in these moments that God's protection, favor, and justice shine the brightest, guiding us toward our divine purpose and ultimate destiny. As the narrative unfolds, it becomes clear that the chaos and pain others may try to impose on us are not just random events but part of a divine order. Every lie, every betrayal, every attempt to destroy us serves only to propel us toward a higher purpose. The very forces that sought to tear us down become the catalysts for our elevation. The attacks that seemed so daunting, the schemes that appeared to be meticulously crafted to bring us to ruin, were nothing more than stepping stones on our path to fulfillment. In these moments, we realize the profound truth of the scriptures that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. But what does this truly mean in the context of our daily lives? It means that every trial, every setback, and every person who has come against us was never meant to define our end, but to strengthen our resolve and draw us closer to our true purpose. God uses the very things meant to break us to build us. The very adversities designed to defeat us, to develop in us the qualities that will propel us toward our divine destiny. The lies, the schemes, the deceit, all of it becomes a part of our testimony, a testimony of resilience, strength, and divine favor. This is where the concept of karma comes into play. While many may dismiss the idea of cosmic justice, we cannot ignore the truth that the energy we put into the world will return to us, often in ways we least expect. For those who seek to harm, deceive, or manipulate others, their actions will inevitably come full circle. They may appear to prosper for a time, but as the scriptures remind us, God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. The seeds of destruction that they have planted in the hearts of others will eventually bear fruit, not in the form of victory, but in the form of their own downfall. This is not just a warning, but a promise that justice will be served, even if it takes time. God's perfect timing will always bring about the consequences for those who choose to walk in wickedness, while simultaneously elevating those who choose to walk in faith. The beauty of God's justice is that it is not punitive in the way that we often think of justice. It is not about revenge or retribution. Rather, it is a process of purification, of bringing about balance, of ensuring that all things are made right. For the chosen ones, God's justice is a shield, a protection that keeps us safe from the harm others try to inflict upon us. It is not that we are exempt from hardship or pain, but that in the midst of these trials, we are protected, strengthened. We emerge from these challenges not weaker, but stronger, more aligned with our purpose, and more deeply connected to our Creator. This brings us to the concept of spiritual elevation. When we go through difficult times, it can be easy to feel as though we are stuck, trapped in a cycle of pain and frustration. However, it is important to remember that the very struggles we face are often the means through which we rise. Like the phoenix that rises from the ashes, the chosen ones experience a rebirth through their challenges. Each trial is an opportunity for growth, each obstacle a chance to refine our character and deepen our relationship with God. It is through this process of spiritual elevation that we are able to access the divine favor and blessings that are reserved for those who remain faithful. Forgiveness plays an essential role in the journey of a chosen one, and it is a power we are often called upon to embrace, even when it seems the most difficult. To forgive is not to condone the wrongs done to us, or to say that those who have hurt us are excused from their actions. Rather, forgiveness is a deliberate choice to release ourselves from the emotional burden of anger, resentment, and bitterness. These negative emotions, if held onto, have the power to weigh us down and keep us stuck in a cycle of pain and suffering. When we forgive, we are not doing it for the benefit of the person who wronged us, but for our own freedom. It is an act of self-liberation, a conscious decision to break free from the chains that tie us to our past hurt. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness, as some might believe, but a powerful declaration of strength and resilience. It takes courage to forgive, especially when the wounds are deep and the injustice seems too great to overlook. Yet, in forgiveness, we find the courage to let go of what no longer serves us. Old grievances, lingering anger, and the weight of past offenses. We free ourselves from the hold that these emotions have on our lives, and in doing so, we make space for healing and renewal. Furthermore, forgiveness acknowledges that we do not have to carry the burden of justice on our own. By choosing to forgive, we are affirming our trust in God's ability to right the wrongs that have been done to us. We recognize that God's wisdom and timing are far greater than our own, and He will take care of the injustices we have suffered. In releasing our need for retribution or revenge, we open ourselves up to the possibility of divine justice, which is always far more perfect and complete than anything we could impose. God's justice is not just about punishing the wrongdoer. It is about restoring balance, healing, and making things right in a way that brings ultimate peace. In letting go of the negative energy that others have tried to impose on us, we create space for God's blessings to flow freely into our lives. Holding on to anger or resentment blocks the flow of divine grace and abundance. But when we forgive, we remove those barriers and allow ourselves to receive the fullness of God's love, peace, and blessings. It is through forgiveness that we become vessels for His light to shine through, and we can step into the fullness of the life He has planned for us. Forgiveness is not simply an act of letting go of the past. It is a profound expression of trust in the future. When we forgive, we are not just releasing ourselves from the weight of old hurts and grievances, but we are also positioning ourselves to receive the full measure of blessings that God has waiting for us. Forgiveness is an act of faith, a way of saying that we trust God to take care of our future and to lead us into the abundance that He has promised. It is an acknowledgement that our past experiences, however painful, are part of a greater plan that God is orchestrating for our good. Our faithfulness through trials, the challenges that have tested our strength and character, has not been in vain. In fact, those very trials have been the tools that God has used to refine us, to prepare us for what lies ahead. The betrayals we have endured, the losses we have suffered, the deep wounds we have carried, all of these have shaped us into the people we are today. And it is through these experiences that we have gained wisdom, resilience, and a deeper trust in God's ability to bring us through anything. Each challenge we've faced, every painful moment, has been a step toward the new doors that God is now opening for us. These doors are not just symbolic. They represent opportunities, new beginnings, and the fulfillment of God's promises. When we choose to forgive, we are aligning ourselves with God's plan for our future. We are declaring that we are ready to walk through the doors He has set before us, knowing that they will lead us into a season of prosperity, peace, and joy. In God's divine wisdom, He uses the difficulties of our past to unlock the blessings of our future. What was taken from us, whether it be relationships, opportunities, or dreams, will be restored. But God does not just restore what was lost, He multiplies it. He gives back not only what was taken, but also more than we could have ever imagined. The blessings that await us are far beyond anything we could have asked for or even hoped for. As we trust in God's timing and His plan, we begin to understand that what we have experienced was necessary for the growth and development required to handle the magnitude of what is to come. Forgiveness, then, becomes an essential step in the process of receiving what God has in store for us. It is a way of saying, I trust that God's plans for my life are good, and I trust that He will bring me into a future that is filled with blessings. When we let go of the past, we make room for all that God has for us in the future. He is not only restoring what was lost, but He's increasing it, blessing us beyond measure, and equipping us to walk into the fullness of His plan for our lives. So, as we forgive, we are not just letting go of what hurt us. We are embracing the incredible future that God has already prepared for us. The best is yet to come. In this light, it becomes abundantly clear that the trials we have faced in the past were never meant to break us, but rather to build us into the people we are today. Every struggle, every trial, every challenge has been a divine tool used to shape and strengthen our character. These hardships, though difficult at the time, have refined us and developed our resilience, making us more equipped to handle the blessings that are now coming our way. They were never a punishment, but a necessary part of our spiritual growth, designed to help us become the strong, resilient, and faithful individuals we are now. As we continue to rise and overcome, it is essential to remember that our elevation is not solely for our own benefit. Yes, we are being lifted up, but this rise is also meant to impact the lives of others. Our journey is not just about us. It is about those around us who may be struggling, who may be walking through their own hardships, unsure if they can make it through. Our transformation, our ascension, is meant to be a light to others. Our light is not meant to shine just for our own personal gain or comfort. It is meant to shine brightly for those who are still in the darkness, for those who are still searching for hope. As we rise, we become beacons of hope, inspiration, and encouragement for others who are walking a similar path. We have a responsibility to use the strength and wisdom we have gained through our trials to uplift others who may be going through what we have already overcome. By sharing our stories of triumph over adversity, by offering a word of encouragement to someone who is struggling, by simply being present for those who need us, we serve as a living testament to the power of God's grace and the strength that lies within each of us. Our testimony becomes a powerful tool in the hands of God, as He uses our lives to inspire and encourage others to keep going, to keep believing, and to keep trusting in His plan. The journey of the chosen ones is not an isolated one. As we ascend, we bring others along with us. Our growth is a collective growth, and the more we shine, the more we empower others to do the same. In this way, the ripple effect of our elevation extends far beyond our own lives, creating a wave of hope and light that touches many. This is the true purpose of our journey. Not just to elevate ourselves, but to lift up others, to inspire those around us, and to shine a light that will guide others through their own darkness. As we continue to rise, let us remember that our light is not just for us. It is for the world, for those who are still struggling, for those who need a reminder that they too can overcome. Our ascent is not just a personal victory. It is a victory for the collective, a victory for those who will be encouraged and strengthened by the light we shine. So as we walk this path, let us keep our hearts open and our minds focused on the greater purpose, to lift others as we rise. The journey of the chosen one is not an easy one, but it is a rewarding one. It requires patience, perseverance, and faith. It requires a deep understanding that the battles we face are not just physical but spiritual. They are battles for our hearts, our minds, and our destinies. But through it all, we can take comfort in the knowledge that God is with us, protecting us, guiding us, and elevating us to new heights. The road may be long, but the victory is assured. We are not alone in this journey. We are surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses, by the angels of heaven, and by the hand of God Himself. So, as we continue to walk this path, let us do so with confidence, knowing that God's justice is already in motion. Let us trust that He will fight for us and that He will never leave us nor forsake us. Let us hold fast to the promises He has made, and know that He is working all things together for our good. And let us remember that, as we rise, we are not just rising for ourselves, but for the generations to come. Our faithfulness, our strength, our resilience. These are the gifts we leave behind, the legacy that will inspire and empower others to walk in the same path of divine favor and purpose. To those who have tried to harm us, to those who have plotted against us, we stand firm in the knowledge that God's justice will prevail. We are not afraid, for we know that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. We are not discouraged, for we know that God has already made a way where there seems to be no way. And as we stand in the light of His grace, we will continue to rise, continue to shine, and continue to fulfill the purpose for which we were created. So, to all the chosen ones watching, keep rising, keep trusting, keep believing. Your victory is already written, and nothing and no one can take that away from you. The best is yet to come, and as you walk in the fullness of God's favor, know that He is with you every step of the way. Comment God and subscribe to the channel Soul Ascendancy.